Hello guys, this is Spicy, and this is a review on the Bandai Tamashii Nation's SH Figuarts Zero from Mega Man Zero, the Game Boy Advance game. So this was like another variation of the Mega Man franchise, this time focusing entirely on Zero. I believe the game actually took place after the event of Mega Man X. So it's like I don't know, like 500 to 1,000 years in the future, where Zero woken up in this, this version of Zero or something like that. I don't quite remember. I actually played the GBA game. I don't know if it was on emulator or actually on GBA, but the game was incredibly difficult. And I don't remember if I actually beaten the game, but there's like an anthology of the game. So there's actually 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, there's like a series for the whole Mega Man Zero franchise. And apparently there's also another version of Mega Man X, which supposedly is a bad guy. So that's all I remember. This is like a long time ago. I think the game came out in like early 2000 or something. So anyway, obviously this figure is rated for ages 15 and up. So let's go ahead and take a look at the box. This was supposed to be a premium Bandai through the Tamashii Nation web shop or the Bandai Collectors web shop. However, it was imported by Bluefin. So in this case, it's not premium Bandai. It's actually a retail exclusive through Bluefin. So yeah, I think this figure originally retailed for around $39.99. So you can probably get this figure in North America about $40. It's been long discontinued because it came out in 2014. Obviously, like all SH Figuarts, is made in China. And I'm very happy to finally get this figure. So let's go ahead and take a look at the back of the box. Very nice. Now, I actually got this figure from my friend's shop at www.tatsuhobby.com. I've been looking at this figure ever since I showed up at the store. Pretty much every time I go to the store, I have to, take a look at this figure. And I never pulled the trigger. And I finally decided, you know what, it is time. It's time to get Zero. Because it's so awesome. Yeah. The Mega Man franchise has also always been one of my favorite gaming franchises. Although I haven't played a Mega Man game in maybe years. But yeah, it's always very cool. And I did get an offer from one of my friends to exchange this figure for like the classic Zero. Although at certain point I was feel very sketched out because he wanted to trade me a classic D-Arts Zero from Mega Man X for this figure. And after doing some research, it looks like his figure might be a knockoff. So yeah, because that figure is actually worth at least $150 or at least $100. And this figure, I think to this day is probably still only around $50 to $60. It has increased in price, but it's not that much due to its lack of popularity because it's a GBA game. Right? Yeah, and stuff like that. So not many people know about this version of Zero, I guess. But anyway, I end up liking this a lot more than the classic Zero. I don't know, somehow this new look kind of grew on me. So anyway, enough of that story. It does also come with this very nice premium Bandai style box. Whenever you see a box like this, you would think the product's premium Bandai. So that's actually really cool. Anyway, here we have the instruction manual. Very nice. It's very straightforward. It's also in English too. So yeah. Also, warning: sharp tips. This is why you don't give this to kids because these tips can actually draw blood. Believe it or not, it is super sharp. It's ridiculous. So if you're gonna give this to your kid or give this as a present to younger children, please be very aware of this stuff like this. Yeah, they can become seriously injured by these figures. So yeah, obviously Asian products or Japanese products have different safety standards than North American product. Stuff like this would never fly for domestic product in North America. But anyway, just so you're aware, so let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories real quick. Oh, my table is getting super dusty. So for, let's talk about his hand options. So we have 2 of these open hands, very nice. The paintwork is actually pretty decent. It's actually very good for the most part. Yeah, I know SH Figuarts paintwork sometimes can be hit or miss. This one is okay. Yeah, it's not bad. So yeah, for for a $50 figure, I think it's good enough. We have 1 open hand, 1 gripping hand. Obviously, I have the gripping hand already gripping to the Z Saber and the open hand right there. So we have 2 pairs of this, 2 pairs of these. And then we have 2 closed fists, so he can punch some Mavericks or whatever it is that he fights in the future. I think they're still Mavericks, right? I know he's a Reploid, which is some kind of a robot, and the Mavericks are just Reploids that's been infected by the Sigma virus, but maybe it's different in the Mega Man Zero universe. I don't know. That's from the Mega Man X universe. But anyway, right here we have 2 trigger fingers, and these are used for his blaster. So I guess his hand doesn't no longer turn into a blaster like it used to. So now he has to rely on using a pistol. Now I do have one complaint about this. Getting the weapon into his hand takes some finessing. Yeah, you gotta really work it in there. So let's see if I can get this done without breaking anything. I don't think I'll break something, but it's still okay. It's not too bad. So we got a trigger finger in there. This thing is actually very nicely sculpted, although I think it could somehow benefit from panel lining. And looks like this pistol actually has a grip from the Saber. So did he actually put the Z Saber into the pistol to turn it into like a gun? Well, this is actually a pretty nice looking little blaster. So I like that. And then we also have his spear thing. It's called a triple rod. I don't know why it's called a triple rod. It just looks like a extended version of his Z Saber, but it's called a triple rod. Maybe it has some kind of a triple function or something. I don't remember the game at all. So, and then we also have this shield thing right here. I don't know if he can actually throw this as like a projectile weapon, but I think it's mostly used for defensive purposes. So yeah, that's very neat. It's also got a peg here. So we also got this separate arm piece right here, so you can attach the shield to his arm. I think this is meant for the right arm. So yeah, you can have the shield attached to the right arm. Although I guess you can kind of make it work on the left arm too. Yeah. Anyway, basically you just swap out this piece with this, and you can do it on either side. So that's actually very nice. Okay, and then we also got this little piece right here, which goes into this pocket right here. You can actually remove both of these if you like. It is kind of a pain in the butt to get them out. So, you know what, honestly, I don't recommend doing so. It took me a while to get it out, but it's a very solid figure. So, even if you mess with it, it doesn't feel like you're going to be breaking anything. So, yeah, you don't really have to be concerned about that. It's very well designed. So anyway, and then for another option right here, we have interchangeable faceplate, like most of your SH Figuarts figures. And obviously, we got the Z Saber here. I like the simplistic design of these weapons, but I think it could benefit from panel lining. Maybe you just use a Gundam marker and then just panel line in the the grooves to make it pop some more. Yeah, it's simple, but it's effective. It looks pretty cool. All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the figure. It has an incredible amount of articulation. It's actually really, really well articulated, and engineering on this figure is actually really nice. Now, one of my major complaints about this figure is just the shoulder right here. You can see the pin right there. That at certain angles, it kind of looked very annoying. Although you could kind of hide it like that. So yeah, that's it really depends. Like you can hide the joint, you can hide the pin if you like, but if you're gonna do your bicep swivel kind of thing, it really does expose the that very ugly looking pin right there. And it does have a bicep swivel. Take a look at that. This is actually a very, very nice design. It's a ball joint that goes into the shoulder right here. And also have this joint right here, like a hinge that goes up like that. That's what the pin is for. And then it has this bicep swivel. I wish we would see like more of this kind of design and more figures. Take a look at that. The shoulders and the bicep is molded into one piece, and you can rotate the arm via that joint. That's actually a very, very smart design that I don't see on a lot of figures. And we also have this double jointed elbow, very nice, like that. When you're looking at it like this, it does look kind of unsightly, but keep in mind he's a robot, so I guess something like this will make sense since he's a robot. He's not like a human. He's not like a biological organic being or something. So yeah, it kind of makes sense. But the design, the sculpt work, everything on it is pretty much perfect. So I like that a whole lot. And yeah, like I said before, we have this floaty piece right here, which you can swap out if you want to put on this piece for the shield. And then we also have a hinge right here for the hand right there. That's actually very nice. And then we also have a ball joint. We have a ball joint for the hand. You can pop this off right like that very easily, and just go ahead and swap out like like a hand right there. And this whole thing can come off like that, so you can see the peg right there that goes on this thing onto the forearm. This is this is an incredibly well designed figure. I have to give Tamashii Nation's SH Figuarts so much credit for making this incredible figure. So yeah, take a look at that. That's actually very nice. And then you can attach a shield piece right there. That now it's awesome. It's very nice, but it does have some flaws, and I will talk about that shortly. So as you can see, the hair did pop off, and yeah, this thing is very problematic, and I'll tell you why very soon. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue with the articulation. The head is on the ball joint and a hinge, so you can look down like that. We rotate the head 360. The hinge allows you to hinge the head up and down, so he can look down, he can look up like that. Rotate that, and there's no hinge right here for the torso, so all the articulation is right here. So that's okay. It's not not like a deal breaker or anything. It's since look at the torso is very small. We do have I guess like an ab crunch. It's it's actually very nice. You can go all the way back, all the way forward. And then we also have the waist articulation right here. Although it is actually kind of hindered by this gigantic waist skirt right there. You can only go left and right so much. Like the way his body is designed, he kind of looks sort of feminine. But keep in mind he's a robot, so I don't know how whoever designed Zero designed him to be this way. So yeah, even the original, the classic Zero, look kind of feminine, but whatever. You know what? And we also got this very nice molded line right here. I think I can probably panel line this and bring the detail out even more. So we got your basic SH Figuarts style hip joint. You can actually pull down the this section right here, like that, like all SH Figuarts figures, and you know, give it more articulation. So basically now you can do like jump kicks and stuff like that. So that's really neat. So yeah, this is definitely something that SH Figuarts does that many other toy companies don't do. And then we also got the thigh cut right here. That's actually very nice. The thigh, just like the shoulders, are designed this way. You have this whole thing molded into one piece, and then the thigh cut is built into the hip socket right here, or the upper thigh. So that's very smart. I like that. And then we also have the double jointed knees, which is very nice, more than 90 degrees. And then right here we have another ball joint here for this section up here on the lower legs. And then we have another ball joint right here for the feet. So you have a lot of articulation for the feet. And also got a hinge right here. So yeah, it's like, it's almost over engineered. It's really, really good. And then we also have a toe hinge right here. Yeah. It's like they actually put a lot of work into such a small figure. This guy only stands around less than 5 inches. So he's actually pretty small. It's a pretty small figure with tons of articulation. It's incredible, actually. This may be like my favorite SH Figuarts figure from the whole SH Figuarts line. I know like my the Dragon Ball Vegeta 2 Super Saiyan Vegeta 2.0 was actually one of my favorites, but I think this guy actually wins. Since this guy is actually made in 2014 and that figure was made in 2017 or 2016. So yeah, it's like an older figure, but it has like superior design. It's just that good. Okay, anyway, that's the good part. Here is the ugly part. So basically, to remove the faceplate, you do have to mess around with these sharp tips. So basically what you want to do is try not to injure yourself. If you have children, please do not allow them to do the interchangeable faceplate. I'm an adult and I almost injure myself trying to remove the faceplate. So it's kind of it's kind of a hazard, to be honest with you. So basically, you want to remove this whole front this whole front helmet section. And to be honest, there's really no easy way to do it. You just have to be very careful. Be very gentle and just be patient and just work off the whole front part of the helmet like that. And then you want to very gently pry off the faceplate. Now, what you can do is you can actually remove the whole entire head section. You can actually pop the head off, but I'm afraid that it might cause problems in the future, causing loose joint in that neck section. So I do not recommend doing that. So just be patient and stuff like that. And this is probably something that you won't be doing a lot on this figure. You're either gonna put on this face or you're gonna keep that face on. And to be honest with you, the way this face is designed, it's like looking to the left side with the open mouth. I don't know how useful this face is gonna be. If it's like looking forward, like that look with the open mouth, I guess it would be okay to leave it on there. But it's like looking to the left, so you always have to be doing something on the left side or something. It's just unfortunate. And here is the most ugly part about this figure. Now, this hairpiece, to be honest with you, isn't very well designed. If you're looking at it from the side, it kind of looked like something they just put together at the last minute. To be honest with you, it's very weird. So basically, they allow you to do this kind of articulation so you can move the hair up and down individually, independently. And then we have a ball joint here and this hinge. So it's like a multi-segmented hair section right there. I mean, I appreciate the work that they put into this hairpiece, but honestly, I don't think it's very well. It doesn't work very well with the figure. So basically, you just have to plug this into the hole right here, and it does come off very easily. Whenever you put your finger on here, I think sometimes when you're posing the figure naturally, you would like put a finger right there and then you would just push it off. Or whenever you're trying to pose a figure, it just really gets in the way. So that's very problematic. It looks terrible from any angle. If you're not looking at it directly from the front, this thing looks very bad. So yeah, and to be honest, I think I'm pretty sure there's other ways that Bandai could have designed this hairpiece. Maybe like a static hairpiece would work, or like just, you know, the hairpiece with 1 point of our 2 points of articulation. Maybe get rid of this part and just have this hair goes into that section. I think that would have worked a little bit better. This whole section right here, I feel like it's kind of just unnecessary. Because I feel like this kind of thing, like having the hair moving independently, is kind of pointless. But that's just my personal opinion. So anyway, here we have the shield right there. Works very nice on the arm. And then, let's see, let's go ahead and pop this pop this hand off and put on the blaster. So, yeah. It's a very nice figure. I really like it a lot. And yeah, I don't usually keep my SH Figuarts figure for a long time. In fact, I pretty much sold all my SH Figuarts figures. But this one may be a keeper. Who knows? Yeah. It's surprisingly... it really grew on me. It's very nice. Yeah. I think my least favorite are probably the Street Fighter figures. I know Akuma's actually very nice. Chun-Li was pretty good too. But I did end up liking the Dragon Ball SH Figuarts figures a little bit more than the Street Fighter figures. Nappa and Vegeta were both really nice. And this is actually my favorite. Yeah, very surprised. Okay, so let's do a quick size comparison. I think this is like the only figure I have now in this scale. I think this is maybe 1/12 scale. Maybe a little bit smaller than 1/12 scale. Maybe it has its own scale. But yeah, here is Zero next to his brother from another competitor, Sub-Zero. So you can see Zero is very short compared to Sub-Zero from Worldbox. And yeah, we won't talk about this figure anymore. I don't want to get my channel deleted for inappropriate content. So yeah, this is a figure that's rated for age 14 and up. That's a figure rated for age 17 and up. So don't be looking at that figure. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this review. If you guys can find this figure, maybe on eBay or Amazon, you might want to consider picking it up, especially if you're a fan of Mega Man Zero or the Mega Man franchise, because this is definitely a figure worth picking up if you like the franchise in any way, shape, or form. So, that's pretty much it for this review. I hope you guys find the information helpful. And yeah, don't ask me if I want to sell this figure, because I plan on keeping it for just a little while. If it's going to be for sale, it will be on my eBay store if you guys are following me on eBay. But I don't think it's going to be there anytime soon. Thanks for watching.